Dark secrets is something that has been controlling the narrative for pretty much the whole of Ghost Season 3. Coming into this new season, Brayden, Effie and Kane held a secret around their involvement in Lauren's attempted murder, but we saw a flip of the script after episode 5. Episode 5 was a turning point where it was revealed to Tariq that Lauren was alive, which completely changed the dynamics for the Street family, and Brett Mahoney, who's the new showrunner for Ghost, described the scenario as Tariq holding a real bomb. So he ended his relationship with Effie, had a fight with Brayden and kicked them both out of the business, but more importantly, since he found out Lauren was alive, he's been keeping his cards really close to his chest. Now, this ticking time bomb was Tariq turning on Effie and Brayden, but in my opinion, that bomb was just a small explosive, because what we saw in episode 8, this will completely change the game for Effie, Brayden, Kane and Tariq St. Patrick, all in different ways, as well as Lauren, because she now finds herself exposed. So in the rest of this video, we are going to run through the backstory of why Lauren was a chess piece that had to be taken off the board, the implications of her being alive, and how this will impact the relationships between Effie, Kane, Brayden and Tariq St. Patrick. As always, we're also going to link this into some of the scenes we haven't seen from previous teasers and trailers, and one specifically, Kane confronting Brayden Weston. Now, taking it back to season 2 to lay the foundation, we do have to remember, Lauren was a civilian who got caught up in the middle of Tariq and Brayden's drug business at Stansfield. Ever since Brashandria put some course-correct drugs into a drawer, it caused a chain of events from Lauren being brought in for questioning to being lied to by Professor Milgram in Wearing the Wire. Professor Milgram lied to Lauren and told her the focus of law enforcement's investigation was on Brayden Weston and not Tariq St. Patrick, and that's one of the main reasons for Lauren cooperating. She thought Brayden was a drug dealer and not Tariq, because that's what she was told. It was also accidental when she caught Brayden and Kane on the wire, as well as Tariq saying Jabari wasn't writing about Brayden in his book. So all in all, Lauren was someone who really did get dealt a bad hand, which was a chain reaction from Brashandria putting course-correct drugs into a drawer. Now, having said that, were Effie and Kane wrong in wanting to get rid of Lauren at the end of season 2? Definitely not. Something you can't have in this game is loose ends, and Lauren was definitely a loose end, regardless of her being dealt a bad hand. Lauren still had to go because she was a danger to Tariq St. Patrick, and that meant she was a danger to the entire drug organization. Now, Kane is someone who was well aware Lauren had to be taken care of, but he was very clever in the way he kept his hands clean.
A gun, rich kid, use it. I mean, if you don't, we both know what I gotta do.
He asked Brayden to kill Lauren, something which just didn't sit right with Brayden, and Effie knew it, which is why she decided to take matters into her own hands, and where she genuinely believed she killed Lauren. Now fast forward to Ghost Season 3, we found out as the audience Lauren was alive, but it wasn't always intended for Lauren to be alive. They actually did write it in a way where Effie did actually kill Lauren, and this is what Brett Mahoney had to say in an interview with Pop Sugar. I remember I had a conversation with Courtney, and he said wouldn't it be cool if Carrie or Lauren weren't actually dead, and the question was who would they get more story from and how would it work, and so they decided to keep Lauren alive. So Lauren was dead, literally really dead in the writers' minds for several weeks, and then it was like, no, let's bring her back. Now, I can definitely see why they made the decision to bring Lauren back instead of Professor Milgram, because bringing Lauren back has slowly started to cause absolute chaos. At the beginning of season 3, there was a real family feel to Brayden, Effie, Tariq, and even Kane Tejada. They were all working together to push product for Noma, and business was booming. But the moment you add Lauren into the mix, it's pure chaos, because this wasn't just someone who Tariq loved, this was also someone who was supposedly killed by Tariq's new girlfriend, Effie. And then we have Brayden and Kane who knew about the betrayal as well. So this family dynamic was never going to last long. So that's some more background and context around Lauren coming back, and I definitely have to agree. There's a lot they've managed to do with her being alive, especially because Brayden continued to play it off as he was the one who dealt with Lauren. So when Kane asked him to kill the Russian Connect, he played it off cool, but we all know he's not a killer. He loves making money, and building is something that isn't associated with a Western name. But like Effie said, Brayden isn't with the smoke.
It's complicated for Tariq because that was his bitch, and Brayden's actually loyal, but he ain't with the smoke.
So you did what needed to be done for the team. I respect it, you're a real one.
Now, Kane is a character who is a lot more strategic in season 3, and he was piecing the puzzle together with a lot of shit, Brayden not killing Lauren being one of them. Now, 2 key things came out of this conversation with Brayden. 1, Brayden still owes Kane a body, something which I'm going to touch on later on, and 2, he knows it was Effie who dealt with Lauren. Well, at least thought she dealt with Lauren anyway. So this brings us on to the relationship between Effie and Kane. Now, we can go back even further when it comes to Kane having eyes for Effie, but when he found out Effie dealt with Lauren and handled business, I think his respect for Effie grew even further. He had her back and said he wouldn't blow the secret with Tariq. He also calmed her down and told her he'll slide her over some product when Tariq kicked her out of the business, and when he couldn't deliver what he promised, he paid for Effie's tuition. Now, the relationship between Effie and Kane really is interesting, because these are two characters who have a history of looking out for number one. Although Kane this season is a little different, he's family first, and not just with the Tejadas, but also with his street fam. And it really does seem like Kane likes Effie. He even told her there were no strings attached to him paying for her tuition. But does Effie feel the same way about Kane? I do think she does, but you can definitely tell. Kane likes Effie more than Effie likes Kane, and she's a character who's always going to be conflicted. Let's not forget, she's a character who not long ago was in love with Tariq St. Patrick, talking about their future in Milan. And I doubt these feelings just disappear. I think we all know from some sort of experience that we've had in the past, feelings just don't evaporate into thin air. Things definitely take time, but of course, the street game is always different. So Effie is also someone who told Diana when she gets with someone, make sure she does it for herself. And what does Effie have to gain with being with someone like Kane? Her tuition gets paid at Stansfield. Now here's where it starts to get interesting, as Effie was being arrested by Blanca Rodriguez, and when she came face to face with someone that she thought she killed, Kane saw Lauren too, and the look on both Effie and Kane's faces was priceless. Now the questions I think we should be asking is, what's Kane's next move after finding out Lauren is alive? One thing's for sure, he'll probably think Tariq had something to do with it, because he wants Effie to flip on Tariq, and we all know about their long-standing rivalry. But I think the first person Kane's gonna gun for is Brayden Weston. In one of the promos prior to season 3, we see Kane holding a gun to Brayden, which is a scene we haven't seen yet. But there are two reasons why he's gonna be after Brayden. Not only has he just found out Lauren is alive, but Weston Holdings is a Ponzi scheme, and the Tejada's money is probably gone, and in my opinion, they're never getting that back. So Brayden has two problems, and I wouldn't be surprised if Kane calls in that body that Brayden owes him. But at first, Kane is definitely going to be confused as anything, because Brayden told him that Effie dealt with Lauren, and so did Effie. It was also reported in the news that Lauren died in a car accident, but then Effie got arrested for attempted murder. So all this anger is going to be directed at one person, Brayden Weston. So I think he's going to have a decision to make, and could we finally see Kane calling in that body, possibly Lucas, Kiki, or Lauren? Although at this moment in time, Lauren will be difficult to get hold of, because she's in protection. But ghosters move at a very quick pace, and Kane will know Lauren needs to be taken care of, something which I do think was a little careless on Jenny's part, because she's exposed Lauren. With Effie, she's in a holding cell at this moment in time, and Kane's gonna come in dressed as a lawyer asking her to flip on Tariq, so I think we all know who Kane's gonna blame. But the person who said she dealt with Lauren is sitting right in front of him, and she didn't handle business. So could this also change Kane's perspective on Effie, because we all know these trailers don't always paint the full picture, but one thing's for sure, they all need to work together, which is why I made a point of it in my trailer breakdown. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tariq sending Davis McLean, because this is also another scene that we haven't seen yet. Davis representing Effie, because it is all in their best interest. But that's where we are with Kane finding out Lauren is alive, and how this will cause chaos in more ways than one. Will Kane call in that body that Brayden owes him, and how does this change his relationship with Effie? He thought she handled business, but clearly she didn't, and now they're all in deep shit because Effie didn't plan all the way till the end. Law 29 from the 48 Laws of Power, always see the plan out through to the end. But we can also argue, if you want shit done, sometimes you have to do it yourself, and maybe Kane shouldn't have sent Brayden to do a man's job, so there is also that. But drop all your thoughts down below and let me know what you think Kane's next move is, and will Effie flip on Tariq St. Patrick? And of course, if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 2 Ghost and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.